And so just to set the tone a little bit here, these are just a few examples of some studies that have been done to show some of the prevalence rates of both anxiety and depression for people with spina bifida, and there is even some evidence to suggest it's as high as about 30%. So it's a pretty big problem. There are, of course, effective treatments, things like psychotherapy and medications, and there's even therapies now that are mindfulness based. But you know, we definitely need some tools as we grow and become adults to really just cope with some of the anxiety and the stress that can come with having a pretty significant disability. So that's just to set the tone here and just give some of the evidence behind what types of mental health issues we're combating as well. And so, what is mindfulness exactly? You know, as you can sort of gather from this cartoon here, it's noticing, but it's noticing in a very particular way. It's noticing in the present moment, but with an attitude of non-judgment of what comes up. So, for example, if say you made a mistake at work or at school, you might have thoughts of, oh, I did that, I'm such an idiot, blah blah blah. And mindfulness is really taking a step back and being able to pay attention to those thoughts and to those feelings and those emotions in a more sort of objective way, and not reacting so much, and also in a way that such that we are not sort of clinging to what's pleasurable or what feels good, or pushing away some of those more negative or unpleasant thoughts, which we all can tend to do. And just by show of hands, and I probably should have started with it, but just by show of hands, and I know I'm guilty of this too. How many of us had our minds wander during the presentations today, at all? Which is no offense to all the wonderful talks that we've had so far, but yeah, it's just kind of a natural process that our brain and our mind goes through, and and mindfulness can kind of help us to not only notice that, but then come back into the present moment. And so here's some good news. We can use mindfulness wherever we go, as long as we're awake. We can use mindfulness and just bring that awareness and that noticing to really any part of our day, be it making a presentation, having a conversation, eating a meal, driving in your car, what have you. You can really bring mindfulness with you wherever you go. And yeah, and so just to so there's kind of one prevailing thought about how mindfulness can be used as a tool to help combat anxiety and depression. And basically, and I kind of touched on this earlier today, or just a few minutes ago. It's again, it's a way to be able to kind of look at our thoughts, feelings, and emotions in a more objective way, in a more kind of step back sort of way, and not sort of always engage those thoughts and feelings and get too wrapped up in that, in what that story is telling you. And since we are focusing in on the present moment, we are necessarily not thinking about something that happened in the past that might make us depressed, or possibly worrying about what might happen in the future. So really, it seems very simple, but really having present moment focus can really bring a lot of power with it. And so the one and only way to really increase our mindfulness is through meditation. And whereas mindfulness is really just bringing awareness and noticing into the present moment, meditation really allows you to take that noticing and really kind of focus in. So It could be, it could be your breath. It could be sounds in the room. It could again be when you're having a conversation. But the meditation piece really just allows you to take your concentration and power the focus and really just start to focus in on the present moment. And since it's a very experiential sort of practice, we are actually going to try a little mindful breathing right now. And so, if I could have everybody sort of plant their feet on the floor as best you can. I'm going to just take a few minutes to really get a sense of our breath.
Should I adjust the lighting?
There you go. So, and however you feel comfortable, you can have your hands in your lap or your hands in your belly, which can really help you to kind of feel your breath, wherever that's most comfortable for you. And just take a few breaths just to get acquainted with it, since it's something that we typically take for granted throughout our day, that it just kind of works. We don't really think about it too much. You keep your eyes open, or you can close them. You can even do sort of it's called half eyes, where you can do sort of almost half open and half shut. We can start to notice the expansion, the in-breath or the inhalation, and the sort of flattening out, deflation on the exhalation. You may also notice things like how the air feels cool as it enters through the nostrils, and how it feels sort of warm as we exhale. Just watch it moment by moment. And if you notice that your mind wanders, as it surely will, just bring it back to the breath. And when we're ready, we can bring ourselves back into the room. And I hope everybody now kind of, hopefully not too tired, but kind of back with us in the room here. So if we can go to the next slide. Thank you. And so this stuff isn't just good because I say so. There's actually been a lot of research to suggest that there are tons of health benefits to practicing mindfulness, and as you can see here, sort of in the 80s and 90s, there were less than 10 publications a year that had to do with mindfulness-based meditation. And now, over the last 15 years or so, we've gone from 100 to all the way up now to until about 700. So, as you can see, there's been a real spike in the amount of research that has been going into sort of exploring the health benefits of mindfulness. And so once, or now that there has been quite a bit of research done, we can sort of pool all that research together and see kind of what's really going on here. Is mindfulness really effective? And what the research has found is that mindfulness has sort of a moderate to strong effect for improving symptoms of depression and anxiety, and it actually has been shown to increase quality of life and as well as physical functioning as well. Things like pain and things like that have decreased. So we have a pretty good basis now to really understand that mindfulness works, and there's still more ongoing research as we speak, and it's even been shown to be effective for things like hypertension, or there's some early evidence for that as well. So we're really just kind of scratching the surface of the health benefits of mindfulness. And so just to kind of wrap up, if you are here in the Triangle, you can certainly make use of Duke Integrated Medicine. They have that wonderful 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction program that I spoke about earlier. UNC down the road also has a very similar 8-week program, but they also now just added a program that focuses specifically on adolescents. So you can bring your teen to these classes as well, and really get them acquainted and practicing mindfulness. And if you're not here in the Triangle, you can certainly go home and search for either an integrated medicine program, or there are certainly various meditation centers here in the Triangle, but they're all over the country as well. So you can just go online and search for that. And finally, if you're on the go, there's we all are very busy. We can actually bring mindfulness to our smartphones and tablets and so forth. There's an app called Stop, Breathe, and Think, Calm, and Mindfulness Training app. And the best part is that these apps are free to download. So hopefully that is helpful as well. And finally, thank you to Dr. Wiener, Dr. Worley, the Spectrum Association, and thank you to everybody for taking the time to listen to my presentation.